Ever wondered why the US economy is ahead of other nations? Well, let's dive into it. In the face of the global pandemic, the United States has outperformed other advanced economies, boasting a GDP growth rate of over 5% in the third quarter. That's right, we're even ahead of China, long considered the engine of global growth. Now, you might be wondering, what's driving this growth? A few factors come into play here. One of the major contributors is the generous government support that the US has received. This support has helped shift consumption patterns, boosting savings and offsetting the impact of inflation. Another significant factor is the historically low interest rates. These low rates have made borrowing cheaper, encouraging businesses to invest and individuals to spend, thereby stimulating economic activity. Yet it's not all smooth sailing. While this growth is commendable, it does come with its own set of challenges. Excessive spending and reliance on savings could create vulnerabilities for the US economy in the future. However, in the face of adversity, the US economy has shown remarkable resilience. How has the US managed to outperform other economies? Well, let's delve into the factors of government support and low interest rates, and explore how they've impacted the US economy. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, the United States government introduced a substantial stimulus package. This generous support served as a lifeline for many businesses and individuals, helping them endure the economic fallout from the pandemic. By injecting money into the economy, the government was able to stimulate demand, leading to increased consumption. This, in turn, contributed to economic growth. In addition to this, the government also implemented policies such as raising the minimum wage in many states, which put more money into the pockets of consumers, encouraging spending and driving economic activity. Now let's turn our attention to interest rates. For some time now, the US has enjoyed historically low interest rates. This has had a twofold effect on the economy. Firstly, it has helped to boost savings. With borrowing costs low, households have been able to save more, providing a buffer against economic uncertainty. Secondly, low interest rates have offset the impact of inflation. While rising prices have been a concern, the low cost of borrowing has helped to mitigate some of the effects of inflation on the economy. However, it's important to note that these factors are double-edged swords. While government spending and low interest rates have been beneficial in the short term, they could create vulnerabilities for the US economy in the long run. Excessive spending could lead to higher levels of debt, and reliance on savings could decrease as borrowing costs rise. In conclusion, it's clear that government support and low interest rates have played a pivotal role in the US's economic success. However, as we navigate the post-pandemic economic landscape, it will be crucial to balance these factors to ensure sustainable growth and stability. But what challenges does the US economy face moving forward? As we delve into the future, it's clear that the path isn't entirely smooth. One potential vulnerability stems from the very factors that have helped boost the economy thus far: excessive spending and reliance on savings. This is a double-edged sword. While these have provided a cushion and stimulated growth in the short term, they could potentially lead to instability down the line. For example, as pandemic savings decrease, people might find themselves less able to weather financial shocks or unexpected expenses. This could potentially lead to a pullback in consumer spending, which is a key driver of the US economy. Additionally, while low interest rates have been a boon for borrowers, they've also led to high levels of debt. This could become a problem if borrowing costs rise or if there's a downturn in the economy. The resulting strain on households and businesses could dampen economic growth. Moreover, economists are predicting a slowdown in the coming quarters. While the US has outperformed other advanced economies in recovering from the pandemic, this rapid growth may not be sustainable in the long term. This is because several of the factors that have fueled this growth, such as government support and shifting consumption patterns, may not persist. Furthermore, the disparity in economic performance between the US and other advanced economies could start to narrow as these other economies recover from the pandemic and their growth rates pick up. This could potentially make the US less attractive as a destination for global investment. Lastly, the US economy is not immune to global events. Issues such as rising energy prices, geopolitical tensions, and fluctuations in global demand for goods can all have an impact on the US economy. Despite its current lead, the US economy is not without its challenges. So, how does the US economy stack up against others like China and India? Great question. Let's dive in. China, renowned as a global growth engine, had a robust start this year, but then hit a snag. Weak consumer spending, a slump in real estate, and muted international demand for its goods have all contributed to a downturn. Even though it's regained some momentum, a shaky property sector and weakening exports could weigh on its future growth. On the other side, we have India, which is expected to be the fastest-growing major economy, with an anticipated expansion of 6.3% this year and the next. That's quite impressive. However, it's important to remember that every economy has its own set of challenges and advantages. It's like a global economic chess game, with each country making strategic moves based on its unique position. And as of now, the US, with its innovative tech companies and supportive government policies, seems to be leading this game. While each economy has its strengths and weaknesses, the US continues to lead the pack. What does the future hold for the US economy? As we peer into the looking glass, two significant factors stand out that could shape the future of the US economy. Firstly, we have President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. This act aims to combat rising inflation rates, a concern that has been looming over the economy. By managing inflation, this legislation could stabilize prices and boost consumer confidence, a crucial element in driving economic growth. Secondly, we cannot overlook the concentration of innovative tech companies in the US. These powerhouses of invention and creativity are not just contributing to the economy through their revenues, they are fundamentally reshaping the way we live and work, driving productivity and creating new industries. The potential of these two factors combined could further cement the US's economic lead, ensuring the nation remains at the forefront of global economic growth. But as we all know, the future is not set in stone. It is shaped by the decisions we make today. So, as we move forward, it is crucial to continue supporting innovation, managing inflation, and making sound economic decisions. With its resilient economy, the US remains a global leader, setting the pace for other nations to follow.